I'm gonna leave that. How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. This is another daily grind, and boy, do we have some prep to do. Check out what we just did. Going over 3/4 hardwood with a vinyl plank. A person might think, boy, there ain't gonna be hardly any prep going over a 3/4 hardwood. Honestly, there's quite a bit of prep because these boards will cup. You'll see the ridges that got hit. Yeah, those were all up higher. This right here, all the way across the room, was a super high ridge that had to be brought all the way down. There was a wall right here I had to fill up about 1/4 inch. This out here, this floor here was about 1/4 inch higher, drop off straight over to there. Well, what I noticed as I started getting into it, it was actually good with that section right over there. So there was a huge dip in the floor right out through here. So I had to take and just fill that a lot. It's real nice and deep. All this is, and that's the second. You can see my lines right here. That's because I took my straight edge again and done this to get it leveled out like it needs to be. And this, I ran out of mud yesterday. I got one coat on it, but it wasn't enough to get it deep. So I got this all deep this morning. I went over this entire floor, as you can see right against the wall right there. It's got the old black cut back down. And it was still a little tacky, so I didn't want my plank sticking to that. So I skim coated everything in this area. Over there, there was a board just a little bit high. So I also floated that out right there. So I took and used my grinder on this. This house actually has fuses in it, and I kept blowing fuses trying to use this thing. So I got my grinder out, and I used my grinder to do everything I had to do here. It don't pull as much juice as that big stand-up sander. So also, anywhere that I was going to be getting mud on this floor here, I grinded off the stain and clear coat and all that stuff. It got down to the bare woods and primed it so that I made sure to get a good adhesion. This floor here also had lots of squeaks in it. We went over that entire floor, screwing it down completely. I'm going to have to do the exact same thing over there. I'm not going to have to mud that over there, I don't think. I haven't even checked that over there, but there is lots of squeaks and stuff going on over there. I'm going to have to screw that whole floor down as well. And this here, where you see it's white right there, there's a dependable patch right on the other side of that white. Well, I actually mudded over that other board there. So what you see is the old dependable white floor patch, which is garbage. So I'm gonna have to grind that up, get down to the bare floor, and then see what needs to happen as far as filler. Again, I can't use my sander in here. I might be able to use it in there because that's a newer part of the house, and they got 20 amp fuses in there instead of 15 like they do in here. So maybe I might be able to get lucky in there. We'll see when we get there. Anyway, right at the edge of that mud over there, there's about a 1/2 inch step down right there. So we're going to have to have to have a transition there, which really stinks. I would like to flow this all the way through, but I didn't want to fan that mud way out into the other room. The store had already talked to them about we're going to have to transition it, so I'll let it ride. We're going to do that. But anyway, we are installing some coretec. I haven't even opened the box yet to see, but I got all this ready now. Got this. It's going to be good enough to get started. I'm going to scrape that clump down right there, of course. Cut my jams here and move all the stuff out, sweep it, vacuum it, and get started working from this wall here that direction. By the time I get over here, surely to goodness it'll be ready to go, ready to cover up. I'll stick my fan on it and all that good stuff. So I got enough plank in here to do this room. The rest of it is stacked up in there. But anyway, let's get to it. Okay. Definitely not been an exciting vlog, whatever you want to call it here. But anyway, got this much down. worked all the way up around this wall yesterday. I just started the install yesterday. Got it taken off, worked around the inside of this wall, got it all finished up in here completely. Fixing to work in here a lot of prep. Spent about half a day yesterday prepping. The first day was a complete full day of prepping, and as a matter of fact, this morning, it is now about 11:30, and I've been prepping ever since I've been here this morning. So, lots going on. I'm actually just fixing to start installing for the day, but took a lot to get this leveled out here, all the way around through here. Got the stove and refrigerator out today. The dishwasher they left out. All of this. Anyway, so just about to get ready to go. I'm gonna take me a little break here and have a coffee. Wanted to point this out. That's how I can move appliances. I'm by myself this week, I think I mentioned that, but can still move out appliances and everything like that all by myself. I was able to get that right around the corner without even unhooking the ice maker, since we had plenty of water lines, so that worked out awesome. And using that bad boy right there, check it. Let me show you what it is in case you don't know. The Crane heavy duty air lifter. That bad boy right there sure saves everything. Saves the floor from getting boogered up, saves your back from actually picking stuff up like that, since you can't roll it on the floor without denting it or scratching it. Just saves a whole lot of time. You could technically roll it here if you put down planks on top of this to roll it on, but having that thing right there, it just, you literally push this like that, just push it like that, and it'll spin in circles. It moves that freely. You might notice those little spacers I've got right there around the wall. Those are the Crane. They are 3/16 on one side and 1/4 inch on the other side. I like to use them on vinyl plank. Any of Coretec's vinyl planks you're able to get by with just a 1/4 inch expansion. So those are more convenient. I think the Bessies are great for laminate, hardwood, and stuff like that. That requires 3/8 and above, but on the 1/4 inch products, I like to use those. I think they're super simple to use. I really like them. But yep, Coretec can do a 1/4 inch until you get up to a room that has 2,500 square feet, and then you have to double the expansion to a 1/2 inch. So keep that in mind. So right here, what happens in a place like this, you can actually stick this in there and tap it. See that? That actually fit in there. And you can honestly tap it together this way, and visually it's gonna be okay. But what happens when you cannot get a lift on it, when you can't get a lift on it, you'll notice a lot of times you'll have a hairline crack right here. And I mean a hairline, okay? But because of that hairline, these two planks are not seating together good, and I'm not saying it will, but it's a lot more likely for that to separate over time. What happens is you get just a tiny little bit of that little bitty lip right there, or more often, just a little bit of this piece right here that locks in from the back, just a smidgen, and you'll get a crack. You'll have a little crack in it. You pull it off and you run your blade down the edge of that, and you'll have just a ever so slightly fine little piece, literally like a hair, and pull that out, and then it'll go back together. Well, what I do just to avoid all of that stuff, take this little thing right here, right off the bat, before I even try to get that piece in there, and probably from here a few inches before and a few inches after, where I'm going to have some issues with it not going together good. And I'm just gonna plane that tongue off right there. Usually about 2 passes. And it's completely smooth now. And now there's no locking mechanism there, which is gonna go together perfectly. Take this about every inch, 1, 2, every inch and a half or so. Put you a tiny drop of super glue here. Put your board in there. You're never gonna have problems with it. And you're never going to have to pull your board back out because a little hairline crack or anything like that. Just a win-win all the way around.